Chapter 1. Jem Hardy finished his evening chores and started for the house. It was a cold night in the Ozarks, but that didn't bother Jem. At 17, he was acclimated to discomfort, whether cold or heat, pain or hunger. He was already taller than most men, and stronger too, despite his youth and lean frame. His square jaw and intense blue eyes hinted at this strength, but his long, straight nose gave him an almost aristocratic look, which was the height of irony, given Jem's past, present, and likely future. After all, how many aristocrats are abandoned by their mothers? How many stand in a roaring crowd and watch the execution of their fathers? Not that Jem wasted any time feeling cheated by life. A lot of people had a hard start, and he felt lucky to serve as an apprentice to Mr. Richard Donahoe, who had taught Jem much, treating him more like a son than a servant. When Jem walked into the cottage, Mr. Donahoe waited just inside the door, with a serious look on his face. "Here," said Jem's master, handing him his sheathed dirk. "Sharpen and polish, sir?" Jem asked, feeling a surge of excitement. Mr. Donahoe always let him care for his weapons, except the dirk. To a Scot, and especially one who'd soldiered around the world for 35 years, his dirk was special. An almost holy object, upon which he would swear binding vows. In this case, the dirk was even more important because Donahoe had inherited it from his father, who had likewise inherited it from his own father, and so on, down through the generations. The dirk was a deeply revered family heirloom, and more than a prized possession. Mr. Donahoe didn't even consider himself its owner. He was merely its keeper, the latest in a long line of keepers, stretching back through a proud and bloody family history, inextricable from the proud and bloody history of the Scottish Highlands themselves. Mr. Donahoe shook his head and looked at Jem strangely, almost sadly, Jem thought. "It's already sharp, lad, and shiny as a mirror." "All right. What do you want me to do with it, sir?" "Strap it about your waist," Mr. Donahoe said. "Wear it, sir?" Jem said, not understanding. He was not a stupid boy, and not in the habit of questioning orders, but the notion of wearing Mr. Donahoe's dirk baffled him. Mr. Donahoe nodded. "Aye, put it on, lad. You'll be needing it on your trip." A surge of excitement swept aside Jem's confusion. He'd always wanted to see other parts of the world, especially after listening to Mr. Donahoe's stories of faraway lands. "A trip? Where are we going, sir?" "Not we," Mr. Donahoe said. "You." Jem didn't let his disappointment show. He had hoped they were going to some exciting, far-off country. But if Mr. Donahoe was sending Jem alone, it would be to a nearby town or perhaps a local artisan. "Where are you sending me?" "California." Jem was shocked. "California? That's all the way across the country." Mr. Donahoe offered a wry smile. "I congratulate you on your knowledge of geography." "You know what I mean, sir. That's a long way." "Over 2,000 miles from here." "And you're not coming with me?" Mr. Donahoe shook his head.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.